Welcome to this masterclass on how you're going to replace a restaurant's entire social media team with ChatGPT's new image AI. Now, while everyone is using it to create anime versions of themselves, there is serious money to be made with the business applications that it has. And one thing that I figured out is that restaurants need this extremely badly. And they're willing to pay over $500 a month for you to actually deploy this into their business. And now, just to set the context, food photography is a massive industry. Social media for restaurants, content creation, social media management for Instagram accounts for restaurants. This is a massive industry and it's a shift happening to it right now. Now, I'm sure you understand that a lot of businesses, especially the high-end ones, they do care about their reputation. So for example, here's a restaurant that I'm a regular at, and you can see here that they invest very heavily into high quality photography for their page. And you can see here that it looks fantastic. They pay a lot of money for a photographer. And you can see here, like, obviously this is very high-end, high quality stuff. Now, a high-end restaurant like this understands how important it is to have a strong social media presence, but majority of the restaurants out there, they suck at showing off their food and their vibe online. A lot of them have awful social medias. And obviously they can't change that because hiring a pro photographer is extremely expensive, time consuming, and it doesn't scale. But the really cool thing now that we have with this new AI is that people are already taking photos of their food. If they're a half decent restaurant, they have customers who are posting food of theirs on Instagram. Right now it's just unorganized, unbranded, and it's just buried between a bunch of noise. But there's a lot of money and potential in there. So for example, I went to the tag section of this restaurant, and you can see here that people are posting pictures of them eating the meals at this restaurant. Now obviously it's not the same quality as what they post on their regular feed, but now what we can do is we can actually match this quality using what's already being posted online. I'm going to show you exactly what this method is, and it's basically a gold mine because there's not a lot of work that we have to do, and it's just already sitting there for us to take advantage of. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be combining AI plus UGC, so this is user generated content, to create viral level visuals without the need for a photo shoot. So this is going to bypass the need for them hiring a fancy photographer and video editor and just basically using what people are already posting for their feeds. So it's a really, really cool transition that we can set up for them. And the reason that this is so cool and scalable is that you can do this without ever visiting the restaurant. People and users are already generating the content for us. And now using ChatGPT's new image model, which is unbelievable, by the way, we can achieve this, which is fantastic. I'm going to show you the exact blueprint of how to actually create the product and how to actually sell this, but then also how to actually make this into a business, what you need, what tools you need. All of that is going to be explained to you throughout this video. And just to give you some context, going into Instagram, I just went to their tag section over here, and you can see here that there's a bunch of UGC images that have been chosen over here. So I just took a sample of those and basically did this strategy with them. So you can see here, I found this image. It's probably a really bad image, to be honest, of some Thai food that they had at the restaurant. This is not something that they would advertise. But using the new AI, I was able to transform it into this. And this honestly looks fantastic. You can see here that it does look extremely realistic. I think this is something that would pass very well for their social media content. You can customize it, put their logo on it. We then took it a step further. We put it onto a bench. So you can see here that this is something that they would happily post onto their social media platforms. This is something that costs us nothing to make, and we got it from an existing user's post. So someone who went to the restaurant posted this, we took that, and now we were able to transform it into this. That is crazy. This is something that they would pay, $2,000 a month to a professional photographer to come in, organize a shoot, pay, cook the food. It would be a whole 1 or 2 day ordeal. Now we can do all of this online. So this is one example. Then you can see here another user posted this about another meal that they have. It was able to turn it into this. Now that is fantastic. This is something, again, that they could post. So now we can curate a whole bunch of these, and we can start promoting the restaurant through content just like this. And you can obviously keep refining this. You can take this, put it into Photoshop and clean it up. But you can see here that we've got an endless supply of content now. And this is exactly from the restaurant. This is a picture that I took the other night when I went for steak. Now obviously this is not a great picture. The lighting's off and all of that, but you get the idea of what it is. It was able to create this out of that. I'm just going to move my face here, but you can see here now this is a professionally edited photo. Like, this looks fantastic. This is something that a pro photographer would have done for the restaurant at like a photo shoot, for example. Then what I was able to do is take that exact meal, put it onto a plate, and have somebody eat it. Now granted, she may not look 100% human, but I think it's passable at first glance, and we can keep refining the prompt to make it get better. And then you can see here that we can take it to the next level. We can keep making endless content for the restaurant based on their meals, their exact, the vibe of the restaurant, the actual location. So you can feed it as much information as you want about the restaurant, and it's going to make specific content about that, which is really, really cool. So you can see, how we've set that up right there. Now, in terms of the actual business strategy around this, so what you can offer. So one is AI enhanced UGC packs. So stylized images based on real customer photos. You can literally show them, these are all the photos that people are generating for you on a weekly basis. I want to capture all of those, combine them for you, and give you a portfolio with better lighting, backgrounds, and ambience, which is still real enough for it to feel organic. And then you can also just offer them straight like photo shoot level content. So you can make aesthetic mood board style images of the actual restaurant, the dishes, the plating, all AI generated based on the actual content of the restaurant, which they just have to send you some pictures taken of their phone, and you can transform that into real solid photography. You can build out a menu item showcase, whether this is on their website or their virtual menu. You can create mouth-watering visuals of the dishes, even if they don't have photos of it yet. You can do seasonal promotion bundles, so you can help them create posters and ads for their social media around holidays like Valentine's Day or like happy hour specials, things like that. You can just create this using a single prompt. I'm going to show you that as well. But it's very easy to put these things together now for ads and for organic or print material, anything that you need. Who does this apply to? Who should you go after? Really, there's two buckets. There's the high-end restaurants who understand the value of social media marketing. Those are the easiest ones because they're already paying a high-end photographer to do all of this for them. So it should be a very easy switch to get them on board, cutting out all their costs and now using AI images instead. Now on the flip side, there's lower-end restaurants. They don't have the budget or aren't as savvy enough about why social media is important. But now, because it's a fraction of the cost that it used to be, now as an entry level, you can create very small and affordable packages for them. Now suddenly a mom and pop store on your corner street has Michelin star level photography on their Instagram. And that can transform their vibe and their brand image and their reputation overnight. So it can make a serious impact. Ghost kitchens, food trucks with no visual branding, Instagram-focused cafes, hospitality groups with multiple locations. So you can go after like the corporate chain, influencers who run food pages and need like aesthetic content. So now you can wholesale supply this to directly to like food pages, food blogs, things like that. So that's a huge revenue source right there. Now in terms of how to actually get these clients, so there's a bunch of different ways, and I don't want to go into detail about all of them, but like Instagram tag scraping, so you can look for people who are tagging specific restaurants that have a lot of popular UGC, and then you can just DM the restaurant. You can send them some samples of what you're building, and you can say, hey, I saw that you get a lot of traction, a lot of people are posting your pictures. I took the liberty of creating you this, this Google Drive folder filled with like 5 or 6 pictures of things that you could use for your social media platform. If you like them, post them for free, and then if you want more of these, I can continue to keep making them for you on a weekly basis. Google review mining, so you can look at the top restaurants on Google, for example. There's always photos attached. You can use those to create free sample packs for them. You can send them directly to the owner. Walking into restaurants really works as well. So if you're local, you can just show them on your phone or your laptop. You can even take a photo in front of them, show them how you're transforming it, or maybe don't show the secret sauce, but within 5 minutes you can turn around and say, hey, I just built this for you. This is what I do for a living. I create normal photos and I transform them into AI. That's something that would pretty much amaze them right there in person. So that works really well. Partnering with food bloggers, like I mentioned, so you can offer them AI packs in exchange for client intros, so you can get referral fees, and it makes sense for both parties to kind of collaborate on that, so you can make like a deal with them. And then of course you can list on Fiverr and Upwork, so you can just label it as like packages and stuff that you want. But if the word gets out that you can make really high quality content, then this should be very easy for you to get clients. Next is the actual pricing and business models. So this obviously varies. You can do this however you'd like, but as a suggestion, you can do like a one-time fee for like a fixed amount of visuals. So it could be like $50 to $100 for 10 images for like their tagged photos plus menu items, or ideally you get them on like a monthly retainer between $200 to $500. It's still a lot cheaper than having a photographer come in constantly, and this will fill up their calendar, posting 1 to 2 times a day on their social media feeds, which should make things a lot easier for them. Another option you have is you can go the white label option, so you can already reach out to businesses who are selling to restaurants or marketing agencies for restaurants, and you can say, hey, I want to add this to your arsenal. I want you to sell my package for me. You can keep a percentage of it, and then you basically just white label under them. So a lot of options you can do there, but the demand for this should be serious. Now, in terms of actually getting this set up, what tools do you need? So I've been using ChatGPT's image generation in their 4.0 model. I think it's fantastic. I've been using it all day. For $20 a month, you get unlimited images, so it's a no-brainer to me. Then once you have the images, if you have any skill in Canva or Photoshop, I recommend just polishing them, cleaning them up a bit, making them look as realistic as possible. And then you can use Go High Level or Hexona systems to actually build out the infrastructure for your business. So create like a single landing page to explain your product, your offer, what you can do, some samples of like the before and after, what you're able to create. Connect that to your CRM, and then you can use High Level's social media calendar poster to directly schedule posts for like a month, 2, 3, 4 months in advance, where now it basically just posts for you on autopilot. You set it up once at the start of the month, and it's just going to do your job for you. So now you generate the images in ChatGPT, put them into High Level, and just add them to the calendar, and then your job is done. You can hire a VA or an assistant to basically just do the posting for you, and this job can be 100% automated, really. Now, listening to all of this, you might also be asking yourself, so, if it's that simple, why can't the restaurant owner do this themselves, or why can't their social media team do this? And really what it comes down to and how to prevent competition is going to come down to the skill, the number one skill that you can learn to be a leader in the future, which is prompt engineering. Now, I've been saying this for the last 2 years. The people who can learn how to prompt will control the world, because that is how we influence and control the AI. That's how we make sure AI gives us the outputs that we want. So the quality of your outputs, the images you're able to depend, will depend upon the quality of your inputs, the quality of your prompt. So obviously I do a lot of extensive training in AI prompting. I have a lot of guides and tutorials that I provide to my students and members of my community, so they're the best prompt engineers possible. And so the restaurant owners themselves will never be able to be as good as prompting as we are. If we're studying prompting and we're putting the right resources and dedication towards it, there's no way that a busy restaurant owner will ever be able to get the outputs that we are. And that is going to be our competitive edge. You need to keep refining and understanding, how do I best write my prompt to get the best image out of it? What are the best things I have to feed it? And then, Canva and Photoshop afterwards, obviously, to make it look better. But honestly, it's not going to be, the restaurant owner is not going to be able to get the same output as we are. If you follow, my instructions, my tutorials, if you're learning prompting the way that I'm teaching it, then you're going to stand out from the rest, and prompting is going to be your ticket to being, unique and a market leader in that sense. Of course, I've done a lot of practice with the prompting, so I've created like extensive prompts to help create the outcomes that you guys have seen. I've put all of them inside of my school committee, and I have I'm going to create a tutorial on exactly of how I did this step by step, so you can watch me actually building these out in practice and learning from them. So if you do want to learn directly from me on how to get started with this, you can do this as a complete beginner right now. You can just start playing around with ChatGPT and you can start building things. They may not look as good as these, and that's the difference where my prompting ability is going to come in. But if you do want to learn exactly how you can build it to that level, then you can join my school community. It's 100% free. It's at school.com/automate. My prompts are also available inside this community. So this is what it looks like. It's called the Automation Incubator. We have close to 30,000 members. We're approaching that very quickly. But basically, I teach you everything about AI and automations, specifically in the context of making money from it. So creating and running an agency. This is just one of the products that you can add and offer as a part of that agency. But I basically teach you, as much as you can, how to make money using the gold rush that we're in. You can see the wins that we have over here. A lot of people making a lot of money, closing $1,500 a month retainers, appointments, four-figure deals. So a lot of people making a lot of money implementing this stuff. Honestly, AI is a gold rush. This is just one example of what you guys can do. But this business model to me is completely foolproof, and I'm going to personally be monitoring my agency to also equip this so we can also sell this to restaurants. But if you want to be first, if you want to jump on this, this is pretty much the entire sauce. This is everything that you need. And if you need direct guidance from me as well, just message me inside school. I'll be more than happy to help you get set up with this. So hopefully this was useful, and I'll see you in the next one.